earlier this month, only about 30% of registered voters actually showed up to vote. So both Moore and Dickens, they spent a lot of time this weekend really just encouraging people to get out and vote and show up at the polls. On Saturday, the two went head-to-head in one of the last voter forums before voters do head out to the polls. Dickens focused on criminal justice reform, while Moore explained why she's the best candidate to change the city from within.
Yeah, it's important that we get this right. Atlanta's the home of the civil rights movement, the human rights, but also we have to be the home of criminal justice reform.
I am actually like the outsider that's on the inside, fighting against corruption, fighting against the status quo, and sometimes fighting the established order of things.
And the race has certainly brought out some pretty tense moments, specifically last week after there were claims made that Felicia Moore's team darkened photos of her opponent, Andre Dickens, in ad campaigns. Well, she came out and spoke against that, saying that that is just simply not true. So that runoff election, again, is set for tomorrow, Tuesday, November 30th. The polls are going to open as early as 7 in the morning and be open until 7 p.m. And we're going to have continued coverage for you right here on air and online. That's the latest here in Midtown. I'm Brooke Sonner for Good Day Atlanta.
Cap, y'all talking about Auntie trying to shut the club down? Y'all capping. Y'all heard it from her first. She ain't doing nothing. She like the club. She love Atlanta. She love the city.
I don't know, but
what scare people who scare the black people?
Right, yeah. But it's a tactic.
This is Atlanta. You just alienate. But never mind. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
No, but listen. What's important about that is when asked about, there was an opportunity to denounce that ad and say, you know what?
Right.
We shouldn't be darkening the skin of people just to win elections. Right. But the response was, he didn't look like his skin was darkened to me. when the white reporter and the number one station in town said his skin was darkened, so you gonna go against the news, like the news, the media that says
don't believe your lying ears,
right? So an opportunity to stand up to racial bias against a black man. The response was, well, it didn't look like his skin was darkened to me.
Now look, what tripped me out when she stood next to this, it was
Lee?
Southern Caucasian. I don't know. It was a guy,
a Trump supporter. It's a Trump supporter.
Whatever, man. I try not to classify people if I don't have to, man. He was a European. And he's standing next to her, endorsing her, while bashing and criticizing and basically just casting aside every black mayor in Atlanta history.
Yes.
And she smiled, nodded, accepted his endorsement.
Exactly.
And said that she didn't even know what he was saying when he was saying it.
Right.
These all things on tape. Now look, I can't make this up. If I make this up and I'm lying, y'all go find out I'm lying. Y'all go say, Tip, you on some BS. Bruh, check everything I'm saying. Go right now. It's on my page.
Yeah. I wasn't aware of an ad that I was in disrespecting every former black man of Atlanta, posted by your
I
own
wasn't
campus.
aware of this ad. You standing right there next to him smiling while he say this, ma'am.
Right. Exactly. So I don't, and again, I've often criticized her because she can't, nobody can win. I feel like, well, you can't play both sides of the political fence. It's difficult. You got to pick a side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so
she succumbed to the pressure of that and took it down.
Right.
Now, as you could guess, after that, the constituency of the culture, who she was going after, they got in. Oh, so you just gonna let them make you take that down? Oh, so we see how you really feel, right?
Right.
Now she's in a pickle.
Yeah.
Now she's in a pickle. You know what I mean? There's a tight spot. You hear me?
Right.
And what did she do after that?
She changed what she said and put it back up, and then turned the comments off. She turned the comments off. She lied.
Man, that pressure got thick. But after that, the head of the Buckhead group, I would say a high-ranking member. I don't know if they're the head or not. High-ranking member of the Buckhead group put out a statement calling her flip-flop Felicia. They got a little meme with a flip-flop and everything. You know what I mean? I'm gonna post it. I ain't do it because I ain't want to be, but I'm gonna post it just for shits and giggles. So I mean, so anything that someone who can't stand in the fire of their own truth, I can't believe when you say, "Oh no, that was 2007."
Right.
Now, what I'm telling you today is true. How can I believe you? I done already caught you lying. You done flipped and flopped and you turned against them, you turn against me. You know what I mean? I done already seen what you made of. So why would I believe you? So that's that's pretty much. But hey man, it's important to get up and get out and vote, no matter who you plan to go vote for. If that aligns with your personal interest, then by all means, go ahead, do it. I can't imagine. It doesn't align with mine.
Right. And like I said, don't let tomorrow happen. And 6 months from now, it'd be like, they can't, the club's got to close at midnight now. And the person that did it is somebody that you could have voted to not be in office.
You dig what I'm saying? You could have made a difference.
You could, because these elections come down to hundreds of votes. They always come down to hundreds of votes. It's like, let me roll my ass up out of bed. And tomorrow, let me say this. Like, don't think you're going to be able to run in and run out and vote. It's going to be lines. People are going to show up.
Sure. It's very important. It's very important to find out where your polling station is, where you're supposed to report the vote. That's extremely important. You don't want to stand in line, get all the way up there to be like, man, you're at the wrong place. So you want to find out for sure where you should be voting.
Yeah, go to the Secretary of State website for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a voter database you can search and it'll tell you your polling location.
Right. And absolutely. But look, also, they can come up to the Trap Music Museum, man. We're going to have people in there with computers. We're going to open up, have people in there with computers. You pull up over there, man, guess what? You can just come in there and say, hey, man, here go my ID, this is my address, man, where I'm supposed to be voting at. They're going to be able to tell you if you're registered. And if you are registered, they'll be able to tell you where you should report to vote. And guess what? We're going to even do you better than that, man. We're going to even do you better than that. We also going to provide some transportation. They're gonna be buses. You know what I mean? We just happen to have access to some buses that we can donate. So it'll be buses to take you to the polling station. And I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there kicking it, just kicking back, you know what I'm saying? Enjoying the day, celebrating community. So you guys, man, have no excuse. And also, I think they're gonna also be like circulating certain areas like the AUC parts of Cascade, Hamilton Road, just certain parts. And if you guys need a ride, I think that you should tap in, man, so we can, so we can get this done. If everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot.
Exactly. Facts. Well, let me tell you this. I always appreciate you and Mike are always the people that put it on the line for the city. You take heat. You stand up for Atlanta at all times. Like more than most. And a lot of people should definitely thank you for that, because it's a very thankless position. It doesn't come with a lot of celebration, but you still understand. You love where you come from. You love your community.
I do.
And you understand what it means, what leadership means in maintaining the growth of even like your neighborhood, the development of your neighborhood, and what you've done over there on the west side. You understand how important that is. So I commend you for that.
It's
I
a
salute
blessing.
you for always being the leader in the A. Like I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to be a blessing to others. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just a vessel. I'm an instrument that God just happens to use in certain times for certain things. And as long as he has a purpose for me, nothing else matters. As long
Absolutely.
as I have a God-given purpose, then I don't really care about anyone else disagreeing or not seeing it my way. I don't really care about that. I have a greater good to serve. So I appreciate you though. I appreciate you for your contributions. You dig what I'm saying? Because man, we all could be going off and enjoying our excess, abundance, if you will.
Right.
But I mean, be honest with you, I can't really enjoy the fruits of my labor if every corner I turn, I'm seeing people suffer.
Facts.
So I always just want to be a voice for the voiceless and contribute to the evolution of all people, all of us, everybody who get it out the mud, how they live, and you know what I mean? Ain't got enough, but they make it enough until they can get some more. You know what I mean? That's just, I come from that, so I have a soft spot in my heart for it.
Well, I mean, we appreciate it. So all y'all that's listening, make sure you get up, get out, and go vote tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Call your friend. If you're not in Atlanta, call your friend. Say, look, man, don't let that woman shut down the strip clubs and the nightclubs, so I can't come to Atlanta and turn up.
And the studio, you know how many people came out here, man, hit the studios and got rich?
Right.
Man, listen.
Sure.
Respectfully, man, the culture was here first.
Yes. And it must be maintained. It must be defended.
Absolutely. Now, there is an opportunity to come to the table, meet in the middle, have a discussion to see how we can better suit one another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Discuss the things that bring us together more so than harp on the things that tear us apart. However, man, you can't little boy us now. You can't pretend like we didn't help build this establishment that everyone is reaping the benefits of.
Billions of dollars. When people come here, hotels, restaurants, alcohol sales, food sales.
Borderline trillions.
Make a left turn on Northside Drive Northwest, then make a U-turn to stay on Northside Drive Northwest.
Hi, you guys. So let me go ahead on and issue my disclaimer first. I am not promoting anyone. I don't have enough information on either candidate to say anything, and I don't even live in Atlanta. So I used to live there. I don't live there now. So I'm not voting. So my whole thing is that what I wanted to talk about is Sabrina and Ti. I noticed that Ti is now, leading into this election today, because today is the day to vote. So I hope you guys, if you are in Atlanta, go out and vote. You know, whoever you think really is going to stand on what you need to have done. And that's it. That's all. That's what you should be looking at. Not worrying about who's hanging with celebrities and all that stuff. Because Ti lives behind a gate, and I'm not trying to say anything about him. Like he said in this video, if you guys want to watch the entire video, you can go over to his Instagram. He cares about the community, but let me say, Ti does not live in the community. Okay, so let's be very clear about that. Um, we don't know what his true agenda for even getting involved in all this is. He's saying that he cares about the community, but at the same time, he's not living there to know what people really need. And it's not just something to say that you care. You have to put actions behind your words. So I'll say that. I was noticing that they're both kind of pushing on some of the same topics. Like if he says something, she will counter it. And I will have to say that I do agree with her. If the only thing that you guys are concerned about is a strip club closing, that's just your biggest concern in life, then you're really not somebody that I can discuss my politics with, right? And that's why I'm saying, people have to stay mindful that Ti is a celebrity. But if you live there in Atlanta, are you following all of this? I guess both sides have people who are public figures out speaking for them. Are you following a lot of this? Or do you even look to these people? Because I don't look to celebrities for political, information. I just don't. Like I said, to me, it's just not something that I do. I'm not going to get off into it. I won't. I'm not going to go down that road right now. So I don't know. I guess they're not saying each other's names, but they are kind of addressing the same topics. I know Sabrina got into it with Isaac Hayes not too long ago. They were kind of, I guess, exchanging back and forward. And she kind of touched on the Trap Museum this morning. So I guess she's going with her last push all the way, until the polls close. And I think Ti has some type of ownership in the Trap Museum, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can let me know if you know in the comments. I really don't know, but I think he is affiliated with it. And I, considering that I used to live there, I do agree with her, like the crime rates. That's something they do need to address, and people need to speak up to these politicians and hold them accountable to do the things that they say that they're going to do. And you need to put somebody in office who's on your side, and feel the same way that you feel. And that's how I feel about it. I'm not concerned about who's hanging out with this person and hanging out with that person. That don't impress me at all. So, but I know if people are heavily influenced by these rappers and whomever else, they probably are going to just kind of go with whatever it is that they're saying. To my understanding, she said that she didn't personally say it, but her people were saying that she didn't say anything about closing the strip clubs. And then he, as you can hear in this clip, he was talking about the colorism thing, which I think is ridiculous because it is sad, it's pathetic, as well as black people, that we would put anything like that in mainstream media, that we are using colorism against each other. And they're the same shade of brown. So I was kind of tickled by that. Like, what does that mean? She tried to make him look darker when you could clearly see that they're the same shade of brown when you see them, right? So I don't know. But I digress. It's just all, you know, but yeah, we're here. We're at election day in Atlanta. So I guess we'll see tonight who's going to become the new mayor of Atlanta. I don't know, like I said, what's going on with the legal side of things between Sabrina and T.I., and I'm assuming that's why they're not addressing each other with all of this. But I'm kind of glad as well that they're just staying respectful and just, you can say whatever it is. You have a right to say however you feel. If you feel that she's a strong candidate, if he feels that he's a strong candidate, then let that, you know, lead your conversation. They don't need to talk about each other. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. And can you imagine Atlanta without a strip club? Let me know in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Bye.